We now proceed with the second keynote address of Day 2 of IEEE TAMSMAT 2025. It is our honor to host an inspiring entrepreneur and innovator who has made remarkable contributions to India's nanotechnology and research ecosystem. Our keynote speaker is Dr. Sandeep Patil, founder and entrepreneur eSpin Nanotech Private Limited. Dr. Sandeep Patil is a noted entrepreneur, technologist, and motivational speaker. He holds a PhD in chemical engineering from IIT Kanpur and has over 13 years of research experience. His passion for nanotechnology led him to establish eSpin Nanotech Private Limited in 2010. He has authored several impactful scientific publications, many of which have been featured in international media, including CNN, US Edition, Mint, and the Wall Street Journal. Dr. Sandeep Patil is widely recognized as one of India's leading entrepreneurs in nanotechnology and has pioneered the nanofiber-based reusable and antiviral SWAS N95 face mask, a breakthrough innovation during the COVID-19 crisis. He holds multiple national and international patents.
इसका ट्रांसफर डायरेक्ट होता है हो नहीं रहा है ठीक है ये ना बैंक
अभी
ये हो गया
अच्छा अभी थोड़ा टाइम इसीलिए इसीलिए हाँ जी
हो जाएगा
अभी
इसमें जगह है आपके
स्पेस तो है सर
स्पेस है श्योर
हाँ हाँ 600 MB स्पेस है अगर फिर भी आप मतलब ऐसे कुछ डाउट है तो शट डाउन आई मीन कुछ डिलीट कर देते हैं
क्या डिलीट कर सकते हैं
हो गया हाँ
डिलीट कर देते
जी
ठीक है
सर आपकी
NIT
हाँ
इतना आगे नहीं पीछे पीछे हाँ
एक्चुअली आई थिंक की प्रेस थी Okay. I can keep it.
Good afternoon, everyone. No. Good afternoon, everyone. She's rightly said, delighted for lunch. So we can see that voice. So thank you so much. Thank you, Professor Anurag, for the invitation. Something is missing again? ये भी बंद हो गया
हाँ सर
yeah, so I have to be little away from this, right? So good afternoon, everyone. Say loudly. आपकी एनर्जी नहीं उतनी आनी चाहिए जो नहीं आ रही है, so you have to say loudly. Thank you so much, Professor Anurag, for the invitation. Thank you so much, NIT Delhi, for the inviting me to talk about my journey from research to the entrepreneurship. Still, I'm not able to say a right pronunciation of entrepreneurship, right? There are many versions of it, so my version is entrepreneurship. So if you ask just say entrepreneurship, 5 people, they will say differently. That is how the startup and the industry works. Everybody works in a different way. So dream, innovate, create. A journey from research to an entrepreneurship. When I was doing PhD at IITK, me and Professor Anurag were together in SBRA. So SBRA is a single bedroom apartments, and that is only given to the people who got married before they get the PhD degree. So this is how we have been cultivated and grown up in an environment where you have to fight for 2 fronts. One is of course the family, और उसमें बीच में बच्चा हो गया तो बात अलग, और one is the basically the research. But I must say that environment, that culture is completely supporting. Today we have been seeing multiple places in the institutions कि किसी ने suicide कर लिया. So that is also very alarming for our research and innovation as well as the academic society. So what is there? So I will be talking here that I have been called for. So I was expecting there should be more students here to listen this, what I'm going to share with my journey in front of you. So ultimately, I have started the company ESP Nanotech Private Limited. Along with that, I also started another company called Indima Fibers Private Limited. So there are 2 companies in the world that are working on high strength material, Dyneema and Chinema and Honeywell 3, and the 4th one is ours and mine one, that is Indima Fibers Private Limited, to work on the specialty polymers. 3rd one is I have recently started on the name of my mother's name, that is basically Biolabs, to provide services to the community who are what we're eating today. So low cost testing facility to each and every individuals of Indians who can get their food tested, who can get their meal tested with their, at the lower cost. So before we start, what you want to become? The people, the student who are sitting, the kids who are sitting here, I'm just asking you the question, what you want to become, okay? And this is same question being asked by our parents to us, that what you want to become. तो obviously हम एक ही आंसर देते थे, and that is basically engineer, doctor, advocate, astronaut, entrepreneur, and there are many IAS. ये वही नाम मैं ले रहा हूँ जो मेरी बच्चियाँ मुझे बताती है कि हर दिन उनका कुछ चेंज होता है. So she said engineer, then second day if you ask, she will say a doctor. Third day if you ask, they will say advocate. So this is still one thing is missing, and that one is last one. What? Entrepreneur. Of course, today the society is getting changed. क्या करने वाले हो? तो startup करने वाला है. The question comes, right? What do you want to do? So 12th standard person also, student also, engineer student also, they used to say entrepreneur, startup करूँगा. But okay, startup is something, it is not to start. Startup is something how you are going to take towards the bigger level. Today is completely different analogy. And what is it? Startup karunga, lekin how, in which way? That today they will start, tomorrow they will sell. This doesn't work properly. It is only for the, invest, get it back and enjoy the life. But what we need, India needs something different. So I always used to say to everyone, for the India and today's Indian situations, the COVID given us the chance, and today America giving us the opportunity. COVID given us the chance, and today America giving us an opportunity. And what opportunity? Applying so many sanctions. So they are not saying sanctions, they are already sanctions, okay? But this is something. So this is an opportunity for us to cultivate our system in a different way. Nobody, I know which button I have to press, okay? So let me share my journey. So see, actually, I belong to the place and the village that is core of the Maharashtra. You know the first UID which is launched, UID the Aadhaar आप जो हम लोग use करते हैं ना Aadhaar. The first Aadhaar was launched in one of the village that is in Nandurbar in Maharashtra, and that is called the Adivasi district. It's a tribal district. So my village is just 30 kilometer, 40 kilometer away from that. So called, this is called the entire district called the Adivasi or tribal village. This photograph I took around 5 years back, and today is also same. This is taken from my rooftop, the home rooftop, left and right, that's it. This is the home that I am having in the village. And this is basically having 1500 population. Out of that 75-85% population they are tribes, and 25% or whatever remaining they are basically the farmers, and I belongs to the farmer family. मेरे माता पिता कभी स्कूल नहीं गए. So when I was growing up, that time I knew the what होता है ना कि गरीबी क्या होती है. I have seen that. So my father was used to work in other farms. It is a daily wages person, and then that is how I grown up. Still, I am having a farm. My younger brother, he is still doing the farming, and my father and everyone. Okay, they never went to school, but I tried to be, only one person from the home and family, they wanted me to be a good person, good teacher. I said teacher, that this is how slowly come up, लेकिन बीच में conditions ऐसे आते हैं ना कि आपको कभी कभी दूसरे काम भी करने पड़ते हैं. So I also, बकरियाँ भी मैंने चराई है. So I used to go to have my, all the goats and take it to the farms. Somehow I could able to complete my 10th, somehow I could able to complete my 12th. 10th भी हो गया, 12th भी हो गया. So what you want to become? So my family used to ask me what you want to do next. And not even family, but the entire society. So my mother and father wanted me to be a teacher. And why? Teacher, diploma of education, 2 years. Once it is done, you will be a teacher somewhere, Guruji, Masterji, and you will have again teacher wife, and both are settled. But destiny decides everything. Whatever you want to do, it doesn't mean that it is going to be, complete in your life. Admission कहीं नहीं हुआ, लेकिन मेरा admission engineering में हो गया. So this is how I started, and then from there, my journey started. BTech chemical engineering, masters in chemical engineering, PhD in chemical engineering. This doesn't stop here. Many of you, the family member, अगर बच्चे को, if you take them to the supermarket, first thing they will ask, उसको Kindle Joy लेना है. Why? Are they attracted with the Kindle Joy, or are they attracted with the chocolate or toy जो निकलता है ना, उससे वो is a toy. Okay, this is the complete marketing strategy, but this Kindle gives you a lot of lesson in the life. It's basically a game of everything. What is going to happen tomorrow, you don't know. So you just have to, गीता में कहा जाता है कि आप कर्म करो, फल मिलता रहेगा. This is how it is basically. So life is like a box of chocolate. You never know what is you are going to get, and this is how is a simple analogy in Kindle Joy. So this is how I started, and then when I was doing a PhD with Professor Ashutosh Sharma, one day, I was very, average student. Anurag ji knows me very well. Very average student, and 2 years I took to interact with my professor, because he never used to speak in Hindi or any other language. If you want to speak with him, you have to always explain in English. Okay, so whenever I wanted to meet him, I always used to take one person along with him, and my senior PhD colleagues. मैं उसको बताता था कि भाई देखो, मुझे ये सर को जाके बताना है, और आप जाके सर को बताएंगे. Okay, but if you if any one of you interacted with Professor Ashutosh Sharma, you know his nature very well. His point two is very, particular in discussions. You just have to say what you want. And then 2.5 years, I gone, like, there is nothing has been happened. Slowly, I could able to pick up, because I came from the family and the educational background, because my entire 12th education, it was not in Marathi language. So then started with engineering and everything, I came to here. So that was little difficult, but somehow I could able to manage myself. 2.5 years, I started interacting with my professor, and by the time my research was picking up, during one of the meeting in 2008, he was mentioning that I have one problem that is related to nanofiber, and we don't have the funds to get the machine. If anyone will be interested to develop the machine, I will be giving small funds. If you want to start it. So we were sitting around 15 PhD students and masters together. Then nobody was willing to do it. I said, sir, I will do it. So this is, one has to also analyze and accept the challenges and the opportunities. I took the challenge. We took the 6 months to develop the machine in 2008. I took 6 months to develop, and 2009 machine was ready. Everybody was started working on it. Paper, we could able to publish papers and everything. Automatically, there are, masters and PhD started working. We have started publishing publications of, patents and research article. Then I realized this has a potential where we can give value addition to the research community. But idea is not that small machine should always keep in the lab. It is that how I can translate this technology to the large scale, from the small scale to the large scale, how we can translate from the lab research to the industrial research. And 2010, again I was having a discussion with my professor, and usually, when you are at the end of your PhD, आपके professor आपको पूछने लग जाते हैं कब खत्म करोगे और क्या करना है. So he asked me what you want to do. He was expecting one answer, and that is, he was expecting that I will say that I am going to do a postdoc. But I said, see, I don't want to be a professor, but I want to go in the research into the industrial research, but before that I want to start my company. The moment I said I want to start my company, for a moment he took a pause and said, when you want to start a company? I said, whenever you give me the degree, I will start the company on the same day. He said, don't worry about your PhD degree, you will get on time. Start your company today itself. That was the time, 2010. I said, I don't have the money. He said, I will give the money. Whatever you have invest, I will give the money, you start the company. Within 1.5 months, 2 months, I started the company, and then from there, he gave even name of the company. I said, see, nanofiber. He said, I'm giving you the name, E-Spin Nanotech. You start with this name. I don't need anything. You will get the PhD degree on time. Not only that, I got 4 Langmuir before my PhD gets submitted, to 1 macromolecule, soft matters, and more than that, I got Best PhD Thesis Award in Shah Shulman PhD Thesis recognition, and Best PhD Thesis in the department also, and Best PhD Thesis in the AICC, this thing. And one day, when I was submitting this PhD thesis, वो बस 80 pages का था. So when I looked at the thesis, the size, I was little bit of upset. मैंने सोचा कितना छोटा सा thesis कैसे लगेगा दिखने में. So there was practice that you can print it both sides, okay. But when I printed both sides, it was just smaller, the school book. Then I decided that let's do it one way, that let's print it one side. So how we can increase the thesis, the size. And this is how the story, how everyone is there to help you out. It is not only the what you do and what basically you are going to achieve. So does background matters on the path of success? I started with बकरियाँ चराने से लेके PhD तक, PhD से लेके best PhD thesis तक, and today eSpin is not a company, it is recognized as an innovative company in India, considering that the best nanofiber innovation company, not only in India but everywhere in the world. So this is what is the achievement. So does background matters on the path of success? यहाँ पे अगर students बैठे हैं और आप भी बैठे हैं तो I'm expecting the answer. Does this matters? Believe and belief. दोनों B से start होते हैं. So believe and believe, right? So ultimately, if you believe, you have two pictures. One is you can be a rich, right? If you don't believe, you can be a, the beggar. So this is, does background matters? And you know this person, right? Huh? So he says when success is when your signature changes to an autograph. Let me give an example, very small one. Everybody is doing a signature today, right? So the signature is change. So what I'm doing today and what you are doing today, what you are doing today, what I'm doing today is a signature, right? So signature, how you believe on signature. Let's give an example. I want to do a signature for a day and I want to do a signature for a month. Which signature that you want to do? एक सिग्नेचर मुझे हर दिन करनी है और सेम सिग्नेचर मुझे एक महीने में एक ही बार करनी है. Which you want to do? बताइए, स्टूडेंट बैठे ना यहाँ पे, हाँ? मंथली, why? Simple. One is employee, one is employer. Employee does signature every day and employer does signature. एक पैसा लेने के लिए करता है, एक पैसा देने के लिए करता है, तो आपको कौन सी करनी है? सिग्नेचर सेम है, वही करना है, right? So I consider that I will sign a check to give a salary to 100 people. It's a simple, right? So this is how it works. So success is when your signature changes to an autograph. I started with this. Whatever work that I did during my PhD, it is translated to the technology that is called nanofiber. It is not new, but we created something that is acceptable to the world. And it is not that even patented. It was patented 100 years back. So, but we re-engineered the technology, giving the, glimpse and addition to the science and innovations, developed the spinning machine that I was mentioning 2010, and then started my company during my PhD. This is how it is. And then this is the company. It is not a small company that we have one office in one company building in Pune, one company building in Jalgaon, and one company building, this is in Kanpur. It is very nearby. There was one day I was in the incubation center. We have our own private incubation center. So we are also guiding whatever I learn, we have giving that knowledge to the community that they need the information how to start the company. And that is why one of the reasons that Professor Anurag called me here, that share your thoughts and knowledge with everyone here. This is how it is started, and today we have around 80 to 85 people working together here in Kanpur. And also we have, this is a DSIR company which is very early stage. We got the DSIR recognition. Whenever we apply for the funding, DSIR is must. And this must is because when you have the approval and recognition of DSIR, getting funding is much easier than any other else. And it is not the lakhs of funding, it is in crores of funding that you can easily able to get it. We have also enabled accredited facility here, and every floor is dedicated. Every day every month we are producing more than close to 20 lakhs masks for medical uses, and every month we are another mask that is called N95, surgical and N95 together that we are doing it. We have collaboration, we have offices, and we have IPs, one US patent, there are 2 US patent in under the process, and this is what basically have organized. So idea is value of death. You know value of death, right? In academics, this is very well known terminology. Whatever good research happens in the lab, that is not getting translated to the commercial scale. So the gap between these two is called the value of death. People like you and me, whenever we'll come into basically this profession, we always should think about value of death, how we can create a bridge between these two, and there should not be any kind of ideas will get, died. We always pray for, whenever, I'm sure, जब यहाँ पे इनॉग्रेशन हुआ होगा तो सरस्वती जी की वंदना हुई होगी, राइट? लेकिन सरस्वती जी की वंदना बिना लक्ष्मी जी की हो नहीं सकती. The reason is, if there is a knowledge, there is, like, knowledge cannot flow without money, and don't take otherwise. Why I'm saying this? Because we come up from the knowledge to the money. It's like, knowledge to wealth, how one can convert. So this is knowledge plus money, innovation and growth. Innovation is you, we will provide you the growth, right? So this is how it is, like knowledge and money together, it is like innovation and growth. When knowledge is combined with the financial resources, it leads to an innovation, business expansion, and meaningful progress in various fields. Knowledge provides the vision and expertise, while money enables the execution and capability. So nanofiber technology that I was talking about, that everybody knows, like, what is nano? It's a very simple presentation that one human hair is just sitting on top of the nanofibers. One human hair is covering almost half of the picture, but underneath of that there are billions of fibers are sitting down. This is a scale. If you change the scale from the bigger to smaller, this is basically, the things will appear in front of you. Once you convert the scale from bigger to smaller, there are multiple properties that one can achieve, and this is the technologies one can explore, but we started with this. This is our first generation machine. I always keep saying, showing and saying that we started with this one machine that is provided, funded. I started with zero money. Why I'm saying zero money? I never took a loan from the company, from any of the bank, until I could able to reach to the crores of the revenue. We started with this, and then this is the morphology one can get these nanofibers. What are the applications that one can explore? That basically you can explore with the environment, electronic, energy, defense, health, automotive, building, and consumers. These are the basically areas where one can see nanofiber-based products that we have developed at the eSpin, and one of the product that was there during the COVID, that is called Swasa mask. So if you could not able to connect, what was it? So during Ayodhya Puja, stone laying ceremony, our Prime Minister was wearing the mask. And the mask that was worn, that is developed by eSpin Nanotech, that was developed by IIT Kanpur together eSpin Nanotech. It is not just a simple mask. It is an innovative, developed by scientifically developed mask, was worn by our Prime Minister. So this, I will not take much time. I will directly go to the application that we are looking for. We are developing it. So this is the, from small scale machine to the large scale machine. From large scale machine that you can see, I'm not sure this indicator will show there, right? The downside of that picture, that is the membrane of nanofiber. This is the basically machine that basically will develop this membrane for the various applications. And what are those applications? One application I was already mentioning about the mask. Second application in the batteries. Third application in the air purification. We just got signed an NDA with the BMW cars, where we are going to implement this technology in the car, the cabin air purification system. Then my guru, along with me, Professor Ashutosh Sharma, because of him, whatever I am today, just whatever he has given me the access and support. Because of him, I am standing in front of you, and because of him, I could started my company. So this was our first machine that you can see behind him. वो सब wooden box ने हमने बनाया है. And this is another picture that we started manufacturing of mask. So mask that you might have think about कि ये mask जब COVID आया होगा तब start किया होगा. No. We always work on the innovation for the futuristic aspect. So we developed the mask in 2017, started manufacturing in 2018 with this, and we were manufacturing only 5,000 masks per day, when there was a time that from 5,000 how I can produce 1 lakh masks per day. So there was no resources. So when I spoke to, he is Professor Karandikar, present DST secretary. So I spoke to him, sir, see, this challenge is coming not only in front of me, but IIT Kanpur also. This mass is named as IIT Kanpur mass, and we have to do something now. So he provided the space at the IIT campus, like this much of hall. We started the manufacturing from 5,000 to 50,000 masks within the span of two months. And from there, see, we developed the technology in 2017. That got mature in 2018. That got developed, designed and everything 2019. And then COVID came. I would not say opportunity. So you will ask me, and I will also give the answer that just before 15 days I was in China to get the machine to manufacture the mask. So see, in the first line of my opening, I said, you do your work, everything is there for you to help you out. Okay. जब मैंने 2017 में बनाया, क्या पागल है, मास्क कौन लगाता है क्या? Okay. See, yeah, so motivation and wanted, both questions. Motivation is to support the community, to have the breathe clean air. You know the swasa name coming from where? It's a Sanskrit word, swas. तो श्वास का श्वासा है, और इस कंपनी में जो प्रोडक्ट में जो भी नाम दिए वो कभी हमने नहीं दिए, इवन मेरा नाम भी 10 बार चेंज हुआ है. तो ये जो नाम है, मेरा एक एम्प्लॉय था, he took, sir, this is the product, we want to give the name Swasa. And let me tell you one, the hidden story. I never speak in this. मेरे पास 15 minutes है, I will just try to finish it off, right? So the product, this Swasa, when it was, I needed the resources, I started manufacturing in Ahmedabad. Can you imagine? The Swasa, same product, there was a company, the guy who was manufacturing the mask, that 3-ply mask, he was also given a name of his product, Swas. Company got bankrupted. वो वहाँ से वो कंपनी चली गई थी, दूसरे ने स्टार्ट किया, and when they were cleaning the stuff, they got 1 carton written with Swas. And in the same company, we have developed, I have developed the mask in Kanpur, but the manufactured in Ahmedabad, and in the same company, the name Swas was there, we started Swasa manufacturing. It is a coincidence, can you imagine? So, imagine that what you do is you just believe on what you do. Believe and believe, the first line that I was mentioning. So, हो सकता है कि वो कंपनी वाला चाहता होगा जो भी हो, he expired that person who was owning that company earlier. So this is how it is connected. Entire IIT Kanpur give me the opportunity that you start manufacturing whatever you want to do. They have given the space, they have given electricity and everything, given manpower also. So that time we started manufacturing everything there in campus. And then this is one of the product that we have developed as a air purifier using nanofiber. This is another product. There is a very good paper which is coming up in the Journal of Nature, one nano scale, something, I just forgot. That we have done all the analysis of all the work that what we were doing in the manufacturing sector. This is a backbone of our entire manufacturing, and when this paper will publish, you will know even the incense sticks that we जलाते हैं ना मंदिरों में, उसका air pollution level कितना होता है. In that paper, we have created all the analogy, all the analysis just based on the technology that we have developed. And this is another technique. The machine was bigger, again it got bigger, but how one can miniaturize it? That is the handheld electrospinning machine to create the bandage. The burn patient के ऊपर आप you cannot do the bandage. He has to cover or she has to cover. The patient has to cover, right? So this gun will spray a nanomaterial with nanofiber with degradable properties as a bandage. So there is no direct contact. It is just a very thin layer. You can see between this hand and that hand. You can basically like this. Don't have to touch. As skin the wound heals, this will automatically come out and you will have the treated with a bandage. And this is in Russia. We have developed one of the technology with the Russian counterpart, that is basically a cardiovascular implants and the graft. This is one of the hospital where they have done heart transplant and that the implants in 98 hearts, and these 98 hearts they are successful. Now they are going to implement our this particular technology used as an artificial graft into the hearts. This is hollow fiber membrane technology that we have, and Tata Switch, you know, the Tata Switch which is there in the market, that comes with our technology. And that is, it is not something RO, it is something UF filtration technology where you can rid of all germs and many things. Of course, you cannot able to reduce the TDS, that is another stuff, and then I will just leave it. This is the wonderful example that we have developed with Gym Lab, one of the company. This is not the chewing gum. This is basically a disintegration strips or dissolvable strips with a drug loaded, and this drug is loaded with a nanofiber. Or just put it on your tongue, it will dissolve automatically and immediately. Why you need this? For the kids, you cannot fit the tablets, right? You always need a suspension. And for the old age people, again the same problem. So that's why we always have the drugs in two forms. One is suspension, one is solid, right? So this is a replacement of suspension. बच्चों को आप strip दे दो, अपने आप खा लेगा, it will get this thing, okay? This is another air purification system for the AC, and then sensors. This is actually a sensor. We created single nanofiber suspended sensors for the various applications. This is the hernia implants where coated with the nanofiber. This is esophagus, again implants. Stent coating fibers for the agriculture, you know, to improve the soil quality by giving some nutritional level to enhance. So it is nanofiber not only to give the nutritional value to the soil, but also to retain the moisture level and also to create the moisture in the night. This is similar like of structure what you have in the spider web. अगर आप सुबह उठ के spider web देखेंगे, you will have the droplets, right? And those droplets are getting deposited. Similarly here. And then I'll just leave it. What is the motivation? What is the motivation? Motivation is giving back to the society. 28% of youth, they are basically highly talented and more passionate. What it is required that give back to the society. Bharat, Hindustan, India. Right? Bharat, Hindustan, India. If you see Bharat, Hindustan and India, what do you see in India? What do you see in Bharat? What do you see in Hindustan? Student here, I want to answer. I want to hear the answer from them. Any curious answer, any bad answer, any idiot answer you can answer, right? But I want to hear that. What? Huh? That can be anything, right? Yeah. First phase, right? Yeah. So what do you see in India? I would really want to take this more interactive, but I really don't have time because I have to leave now. So many problems, right? I see so many problems. If you see so many problems, that means there is opportunity. Finding problem is more difficult task than the giving the solution. So what is need is to find the problems. And India, so many problems. Air, water, health, everything is, there are problems, right? If problems are there, then you can give a lot of solutions. And there are a lot of solutions, that means you have one problem, one company, one startup. So we are the perfect sandwich, and that is basically curiosity, creativity and imagination with exceptional skills to innovate new products. Most of the PhD student, like I was thinking, I supposed to be, that was my professor was thinking that I will go to the postdoc and do and come back as a professor, but here preconceived notions are the locks on the door to the wisdom. Getting jobs and everything, that's okay. think big, think different, be confident. All 7, 8 mannequins, one mannequin is looking, after, all are looking at you, but one is looking just opposite to you. So below that, we pay kill to cockroaches and spiders in Thailand. They pay to eat cockroaches and spiders. So we have the problem that cockroaches in every house, they create the problem, right? So what is the innovation required? Innovation is to catch them, tag them, make the pickle, and export to the Thailand. You have business, you have innovation, you have product. So this is our product that you can see, not only our Prime Minister, but everyone. Not only the position, but opposition also. Everyone was wearing the mask because we believe on one thing, that is innovation. And this was the very, famous one that was there during the COVID, and our Prime Minister was wearing. One thing should be noted here. Have you seen any of the country's Prime Minister or our Prime Minister, anything he wears, he is showing his brand? Have you seen any brand that he is what he is wearing? कभी लिखा जाता है, right? लेकिन देखा नहीं हमने कभी. This was the only one product in India, and Prime Minister was wearing that with the brand. So it is not only you work for the society. When you do the product, develop, there are the people, top-notch people, they are also going to support you particularly. This is a small video, will take 1 minute, and we'll finish it off. Yeah? Okay. I'm not sure sound will be there. Sound नहीं है. Sound is not coming, so I just leave that part. Is doing it? Okay. If you cannot, then I can play it from here. Doesn't matter. The content is important. You want to play me again? I played it here, this side, yeah. This is another computer, we are playing on the other computer, so that's how we are. Okay, and last one. फिर से करना है? I don't think so you need again, right?
नहीं, he came. एक बार sound कर.
Again?
Sound
Okay.
on कर. ये कर.
sorry. इसको फुल स्क्रीन कर दीजिए. I think it's done. Then we'll start from here. Okay, so last one. So स्वामी विवेकानंद जी हमेशा कहते हैं उठो जागो और तब तक रुको नहीं जब तक मोबाइल हाथ में ना आ जाए. उठो जागो और तब तक रुको नहीं जब तक लक्ष्य की प्राप्ति ना हो जाए. थैंक यू सो मच. Are we taking questions or just leave it? Yeah. Any 2-3 questions if you want, if you wish. Yes, sir, please.
Dr. Patil, congratulations. I am really very humbled to listen to your successful story.
Thank you so much, sir.
Wonderful journey. I just wanted to understand from you how many technologies you have already commercialized and how many are there still in pipeline?
So there are, whatever I have shown, they are all commercialized. So close to 5 to 6 that we have already commercialized. There are 3 more. One is that gun. We are basically, looking for funding now. This will go to the clinical trials and everything. Then there is one technology that I was mentioning, that's high strength fibers that still we are importing from other countries. Okay, this is the one then we are using and for the bulletproof jackets. So we started making of high strength fibers indigenously in India. The fibers, they are basically made up of HMWPE fibers, and this will reduce your weight more than 10 times whatever you are existing. So this is the one that is in commercialization stage. So there are 2 that are basically coming soon, and one is we are working with BMW, the cabin air purifier with the innovative virus killing technology. So that is 3 that there will be in the market by the end of March. That is what our target is.
So on a lighter note, funding will not be a problem for you. Your boss has been the ex-DST secretary.
That's the problem for me. No, I'm telling you, that's the problem for me. The reason is, let me give you the example. So I submitted one of the project proposal when he was a DST secretary for the getting the funds. When I submitted, and he is also a shareholder in the company, so they saw the name and they mentioning the professor is already there. Still you want to go ahead because it will be a conflict of interest. I said I don't want. I will manage myself. So unless and until he was there as the DST secretary, I never went for any kind of governmental funding. But yes, I have been collaborated with many institutions. Like today, NTTM National Textile Mission projects. So there are almost, like they have funded more than 50 projects. Out of those, 10 projects I am already a partner for the commercialization. So I'm getting research funding only, particularly for this thing.
So when the R&D work which is done successfully, converted into some sort of demo product and then that gets commercialized, the point which you are making about the conflict of interest really is not considered. Especially I can tell you, basically I am from CSR headquarters.
Yes, sir.
I have been handling one of the major national scheme called NMIT-LI program, NIMIT program. In that one, many of the time we saw the strength of the company and we offered ourselves. If the company is asking for 1 crore rupees, we provided 2 crore rupees many a times.
Yeah.
So I don't think so. Now you can request
now we
Dr. Karandikar, he is there to help you out. Thank you.
Yes, sir. I'll definitely I'm trying, but not that hard. The reason I have to waste a lot of time. And to get the money, it will take again a lot of time. But it's a completely self-sustainable company. Started with 0 and multiply by zeros. Yeah, thank you so much.
A very good afternoon, everybody and sir. It was an honor to hear you today. My question for you today is, apart from nanotech, if you had to pursue something after your PhD or MTech, what would it have been? And in general, if if opportunities are definitely there, but if one doesn't pursue them, what would be the other step as an individual that one should take?
So you're asking me what was your, and what is next question is what you should take, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's a very first one is very hard because I never thought of. The reason is, but there was always a thought. This company I started during my PhD, so I wanted to test myself by the time my PhD ends, whether I can be able to run my company or not. But I could able to do it successfully. If I want to answer that, then I will say that I wanted to be always a researcher, but translational research, and that I wanted to always join in the company R&D rather than the academic. Second, what you want to supposed to be, and right, or what others to be.
My question is, definitely opportunities are there all around us,
Yeah.
but in case that is not the case, what should one do as an individual to make opportunities for themselves?
Okay, so see, actually, opportunities are there. They are basically not for you, but for everyone, right? So, but if you want to create the opportunity, I would say you spend your 2 or 3 years, like the IAS guys, they become an IAS officers, they're at least spending 2 years, 3 years. Why? Their goal is clear. So I would say you spend your 2 years, what you want to do. Okay, let's say start the company, social work. If you want to start the company, give 2 years. You will get clear idea whether you will be able to successfully run the company or not. If you want to do a social work, there are a lot of opportunities also. It is today, back of the 10 years back, social work is not getting money. Today, social work and money flows equally parallelly, okay? So consider those points also. Third, I really don't know. Even I cannot teach my kids what you want to do, right? So these two you can definitely try. Give your 2 years of time, you will get your answer.
Thank you, sir. Thank you
Right?
so much.
Yeah.
सर मेरा एक क्वेश्चन है
हाँ जी।
मैं ऑलमोस्ट 10 इयर्स से सोच रहा हूँ एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप को लेके,
ठीक है।
लेकिन मुझे खुद पे कॉन्फिडेंस नहीं आ पाता है कि दैट इज इट द राइट टाइम और विच आइडिया आई शुड वर्क अपॉन. लाइक I mean, I have a list of, a long list of ideas, but
सबसे पहले वो लिस्ट को ही आप खत्म कर दो, फेंक दो उसको.
okay, so
क्योंकि
how
देखिए
to choose?
दो चीजें बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. सोचना जो आपका क्वेश्चन खत्म हुआ है नहीं हुआ अभी तक.
बस यही क्वेश्चन है सर.
तो एक चीज बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है कि अगर आप चलेंगे नहीं तो पहुंचेंगे नहीं, और अगर खड़े होकर सोचेंगे तो सोचते रह जाओगे. सो सिंपल एनालॉजी है. what you are thinking, that is fine. See, future cannot be predicted. If I can predict the future, that I want to see myself as a prime minister, will be happen? Yes, it will happen. But I have to work and act accordingly, right? But if you think that I want to become a prime minister, but I want to still stay in the house and then I become, no, it is not possible. What you are thinking with 10 ideas, मैंने जो बोला कि आप उनको फेंक दो, लेकिन एक चीज़ है कि आपको अगर एंटरप्रेन्योर बनना है तो आपको पहले एंटरप्रेन्योर बनना पड़ेगा और कुछ चालू करना पड़ेगा, राइट? So you have to start something. Doesn't matter. See, many of the times I keep telling students and the people who are innovators, fine, you have developed the one product. और होता है ना कि हम उस प्रोडक्ट पे इतना ध्यान लगा देते हैं कि उसको अच्छा करने में हमारा टाइम निकल जाता है, और जब टाइम निकल जाता है तो हमारी एनर्जी आधी हो जाती है, और जब एनर्जी आधी होती है तो हमारा पैसा खत्म होता है, और जब पैसा खत्म हो जाता है तो हमारे सोसाइटी के लोग हमारी तरफ टेढ़ी नज़र से देखने लगते हैं, और वो होता है फालतू आदमी घूम रहा है, राइट? फॉरगेट अबाउट दैट. व्हाट एवर यू हैव डेवलप, जैसे वो मशीन दिखाया वो वुडन था, तो मैंने ये वेट नहीं किया कि इसको मैं बहुत अच्छे से सुंदर करके मार्केट में ले जाऊंगा, नहीं, जो आपने बनाया या डेवलप किया उसको आप जितना जल्दी लोगों के पास दे दे उतना अच्छा है, बिकॉज कंपनी रन्स ऑन मनी नॉट ऑन आइडियाज. इफ यू वांट टू मेक द आइडिया हैपन यू नीड अ मनी. तो पैसा आएगा, रेवेन्यू मॉडल शुड बी देयर. पैसा कैसे आएगा? वो बेच के ही आएगा. आई हैव वन क्वालिटी, आई कैन सेल एनीथिंग व्हाट एवर आई वांट. दैट क्वालिटी आई एम हाईली अप्रिशिएट माई सेल्फ फॉर दैट. आप मुझे किसी से भी बोल दो कि ये काम करके लाना है, मैं करके लेके आऊँगा. आप मुझे बोलेंगे ये सेल करके आना है, मैं वो भी सेल करके आ जाऊँगा. दैट क्वालिटी आई हैव अलॉन्ग विद गिवन द गॉड हैज़ गिवन मी inherently particularly. अगर आपको करना है तो जस्ट स्टार्ट द कंपनी फर्स्ट. नाम रजिस्टर कर दो. जैसे आप नाम रजिस्टर करोगे फिर आप सोचोगे अभी कुछ ना कुछ तो बेचना ही पड़ेगा. कुछ ना कुछ तो बेच ही जाओगे. जब बेचना शुरू करोगे तो पैसा आने लगेगा. देन यू थिंक अबाउट वॉट एवर यू वॉन्ट टू थिंक, बट यू हैव टू स्टार्ट. मेनी ऑफ माई प्रोफेसर फ्रेंड्स, अरे मुझे कुछ करना है. जब तक वो कुछ करना होता है वो आधे बूढ़े हो जाते हैं, उनके बच्चे कुछ करने लग जाते हैं. तो दिस इज हाउ इट हैपन्स. या
थैंक यू सो मच.
अनुराग जी कार आ गई ना?
हेलो.
सॉरी. या सो या प्लीज.
हेलो.
या
सर आपने कुछ फोटोज दिखाई थी अपने विलेज की, तो आई जस्ट वांटेड टू आस्क कि हैव यू कंट्रीब्यूटेड इन एनी वे टू योर नेटिव विलेज?
एब्सोल्युटली. दिस इज वेरी नाइस क्वेश्चन एंड आई फॉरगॉट टू आंसर एंड एक्सप्लेन हियर. तो क्या हुआ कि आई एम रियली सॉरी टू से with deep voice, my mother passed away during COVID. Whatever I did for the
Sorry to
word, but then I wanted to build her statue. मेरा कोई भी अगर आप उस दिन जिस दिन से गए मेरे प्रोफाइल पे उन्हीं का फोटो रहता है हर जगह. तो बहुत लोग मैडम हम ये बोल रहे हैं. मैंने बोला मैडम नहीं है, वो मेरी माँ का फोटो है. सो I wanted to build a statue in my hometown. So my village is very small, but around that village there is a big village called हम पोस्ट ऑफिस बोलते हैं ना. तो ऐसे बड़े बड़े विलेजेस है. So, but from my whole family, I am the first engineer. From those 40 villages, I am the first engineer doctor, and somehow people are following. तो सोचा कि इतने गरीबी से उठ के हम बाहर आए हैं, तो I wanted to have some, dedication for my mother. I wanted to build a statue. Statue is already there. मैंने सोचा हमारे खेत में लगाऊंगा, लेकिन सोचा कि खेत में लगा के होगा क्या? I want to make her inspiration for everyone like me. So I got a land just near to the bus stand other village. वहाँ पे उनका स्टैचू लगाना है. अब स्टैचू लगाने से फ़ायदा भी नहीं है. So I have created a mall, like 50 shops I have created there. These 50 shops I have given with the nominal rent to the 50 houses. And now out of those 40 villages, each village, from one village, one person, I have given the opportunity to start their business there. When I realized business is not going to run like that, then I asked the Bank of India to open their branch in my village. They opened up the branch in the village. Because of the branch, all the 40 villages, they started coming there. Then now I realized that without medical facilities, this is not going to run. Then I asked the doctors to open up the hospital here. So this is slowly, I started with 25 shops. All 25 shops are filled. Then again I built the 25 shops, they are going to fill. जब मुझे रियलाइज होगा ये 50 भी कम पड़ रहे हैं, तो छोटे छोटे जो जगह बची थी वहाँ पे मैंने बोला ये जगह मैं आपको दे रहा हूँ, आप अपने खुद के टीन शेड बनाओ और अपना बिजनेस चालू करो. सो देर आर ऑलमोस्ट आई वुड से 70 families, they are running their businesses. This is how I have given the return to my village and nearby hometowns. More than that, जब भी मैं जाता हूँ तो मैसेज आते भैया आप भाई साहब आपका एक छोटा सा ग्रुप डिस्कशन करना है, ये लोग बहुत डीमोटिवेट हो रहे हैं. तो उनको जाके आई ऑल्सो हैव टू मोटिवेट देम.
Nice to hear that.
More than that, I always visit once in a 2 month. It is not only for village, but बिना खेत में जाए मेरे पास वो एनर्जी नहीं आती है. अगर कोई यहाँ से नैनीताल जाता है तो मैं घर जाता हूँ एनर्जी लेने की, खेत से मुझे एनर्जी लेके फिर से काम करना पड़े.
Lovely.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Any one quick question so I can catch my train. on time. ऐसे ऐसे बोल सकते हो, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं. आगे आ जाइए, यहाँ आ जाइए प्लीज.
Sir, as like business is all about ups and downs, so what if you lose everything one day, then whom you think is the person that will never lose the trust in you and in your ideas?
If I lose, what is your question? Can you please?
Like if you lose everything one day, then who can be the person that never like lose her trust in you and your ideas?
मैं समझ नहीं पा. Okay, who will be the person? Yeah. So this is not related to me, it is a in general question, right? That is you are asking, no? Okay, I thought it is related to me. See, there is no particular answer for this. Because जब आदमी गरीब होता है ना तो सब लोग भाग जाते हैं, और जब अमीर होता है तो सब लोग आ जाते हैं. So you got my answer. See, idea is only you that you believe on it. Okay. No, see, if I want to, I will say that I want to start a company, even my relatives, they will say, oh, don't start it, you just get the job, okay? This happens. But you have to believe on you. Of course, you need support system, like your mother, father, your brother, sister. You have to convince them. Rather than believe them on you, you have to convince that you will do it. So rather than believing, you have to convince to believe. That is what I did, because I got married before I entered into the PhD. So I have to convince two families, one mother and father, one my better half. जब आप better half आ जाती है तो आपके सोचने की जो power होती है वो भी बहुत ही balance करनी पड़ती है, right? So somehow I could able to convince my better half and my mother and father. Mother and father, they never asked me what to do in my life. मैंने इंजीनियरिंग किया तो उनको ये नहीं पता था लास्ट ईयर तक कि ये इंजीनियरिंग क्या कर रहा है. जब मैंने पीएचडी कर ली तो उनको ये नहीं पता था कि ये पीएचडी किस में कर रहा है. जब एक बार घर पे एक टीचर आए, मेरा आईआईटी कानपुर में एडमिशन हुआ, तो टीचर बोलते हैं कि आईटीआई करने के लिए तो यहाँ बहुत अच्छी कॉलेजेस है, इसको आईटीआई करने के लिए यूपी क्यों जाना पड़ा. और गया तो गया, यूपी में आईटीआई करने गया. अब यूपी में गया तो वहाँ का माहौल तो आपको पता है. तो पिताजी को और माताजी को जब बोला गया कि आईटीआई और आईआईटी में बहुत फर्क होता है, इधर का टी गलती से इधर आ गया, इधर का टी गलती से उधर चला गया, तो दिस इज हाउ इट इज. तो दे सेड डू वॉट एवर यू वॉन्ट टू डू, I can only support whatever I can. So this is how. So you have to convince to believe. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Huh? Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for your inspiring and heartfelt keynote session. I request Ms. Tarini Baswal, Chairperson, TAMP's IEEE Delhi Section and former Executive Director, Rail Infra Rights, to felicitate Dr. Sandeep Patil, founder and entrepreneur, East Pin Nanotech Private Limited.